The recipe I'm sharing today is my DIY deodorant that's aluminum free and baking soda free. My name is Megan and welcome to Megan House, where I'm showing you guys how to make things at home. I developed this recipe 5 years ago when I realized that a lot of the natural deodorants that you find in the store still have some ingredients that I wasn't super comfortable putting on my skin. And I've been using it ever since. If you're new to natural deodorants, it might take a while to get used to, but in my opinion, it's totally worth it. So I'm gonna show you everything that you need to make this recipe. And before you ask, I have everything that you need linked down in the description below, including the entire recipe. We're gonna need a double boiler. I just use this rack and a saucepan, and then something heat safe to melt all the ingredients together. We're gonna need coconut oil, shea butter, beeswax, arrowroot powder, your choice of essential oils. I'm going to do tea tree, lemon, and lavender. My partner wants to add some cedarwood oil as well. And this is optional. I also add castor oil. It promotes hair growth, which is a reason why people don't want to use it for their deodorant, but I like to use it because it prevents ingrown hair. If you don't have an ingrown hair problem, you probably don't need to put this in. But that's the thing about making your own products at home. You can really make them custom to what you need. My recipe can be a starting point, and then you can just decide from here where you want to go with your custom recipe. The reason why I developed this recipe without baking soda is because it is an irritant for me. A lot of recipes call for baking soda, and when I first started to build my own recipes, I did make one with baking soda, but immediately broke out into a rash. So I decided to research a little further and create this one that is completely baking soda free. If you've seen my short form video where I share my recipe already, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of beeswax, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of shea butter, and 3 drops of castor oil, 4 tablespoons of arrowroot powder. Then add your essential oils. I've actually modified that recipe to make it fit in 1 2-ounce jar. And all the ingredients are measured in weight. The reason why I've switched over to measuring all of my ingredients by weight is that it's so much more accurate and the recipe stays very consistent. I will also link my scale down below for you guys too. Today I'm making one for my partner and one for myself, and I'm going to show you how I do this while making sure that we can choose our own scent. And this serving should last about 6 months. Here are the ingredients for the recipe. Like I said, I'm gonna do a double batch. So I've tiered this out to 0. I'm going to start with the first ingredient, which is coconut oil. So we're gonna need 30 grams of coconut oil. $30. Now I'm just going to bring it back to 0, and we're gonna do 28 grams of shea butter. That was 28 grams. We need 16 grams of beeswax. I actually already measured this out. Here we go, 16 grams. Okay, here is where I'm gonna put the castor oil. So I'm going to move this over so we can get more accurate weight. 0.2 grams. Again, this is optional. I do it because I want to prevent ingrown hair, and as long as I have been using this DIY deodorant, I have not had an issue with ingrown hair, which was a frequent problem for me. But again, you can leave this out. 0.2. This is all we need right now. We're gonna melt this all together in the double boiler. Leave the arrowroot powder and the essential oils out until we have this all melted together. While we wait, I'm going to measure out the arrowroot powder. My partner is gluten-free, so I buy this in bulk. Great for cooking, great for baking. It's just a great alternative to flour and cornstarch in your regular cooking when you're trying to make something gluten-free. All right, we're gonna do 36 grams. It looks just like this. I've got the arrowroot powder ready. Now I'm going to measure out the essential oils. We're going to do about 20 drops per jar, which comes out to about 1 gram. So I'm going to start with tea tree, and I usually like to do lavender, tea tree, and then just a little bit of lemon. So that's mine. I'm just gonna set it aside covered. And then this is gonna be my partner's. And he wants everything that I have plus cedarwood oil to make it a little bit more manly, I guess. Okay, I decided not to do the lemon. So I'm just gonna set that aside. If I was doing the same scent for the entire batch, I would have put it just right into the entire mixture, but since I was doing 2 separate combinations, I decided to put it in the jars first and then mix it, but you really don't have to do that. Now that it's all melted together, I turned off the heat, and then we're going to mix in the arrowroot powder. Okay. So we're going to mix it together until I see all the clumps dissolve. That's why I'm keeping it on the double boiler, but I turned the heat off because I still want it to stay kind of warm, because as soon as we take it off the heat, it's going to start to harden. And it shouldn't take too long for all the clumps to dissolve. Now we pour. This one's mine, this one's my partner's. I also have some toothpicks ready to go to mix in the essential oils. I'm just going to mix it really quick to make sure all of the essential oils are well incorporated. Now we're going to let this sit at room temperature until it's completely hardened, and then our deodorant is ready to try. While we wait, I'm going to share some frequently asked questions about my recipe. Like I said in the beginning, the best thing about making your own recipes is that you can customize it however you'd like. If you have some scarring in your underarms, you could use rosehips oil because that helps with scarring. But I wouldn't rock the boat with the core ingredients, the beeswax, coconut oil, and shea butter too much. If you're concerned with veganism and you don't want to use the beeswax, you can use candelilla wax, which is a very close vegan alternative to beeswax. Another question I get asked all the time is, does it work? For me, it 100% works. It is a natural deodorant, so it's not going to work like the chemicals do, but it's not really supposed to. I will typically reapply before I do any physical fitness. Like before I go to the gym, I will reapply, and if I'm running around all day, I'll usually have to reapply around 3 o'clock. Otherwise, I think that this deodorant absolutely works. I really hope that it works for you as well. If you're new to natural deodorants altogether, it might take some time for your body to get used to it and detox all of the aluminum and other chemicals from your underarms before the natural deodorant actually starts to work. And if natural deodorant just isn't working and you've tried a lot of it, then you might want to check with a nutritionist to talk about your diet, because a lot of times our odor comes from what we eat. Another question that I get asked is, does it melt during hot summer months? And the answer is it should be hardened at room temperature, but if it gets really hot, it will melt. So what I would do is keep it in your fridge during those months if you expect your home to be probably 80 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. As far as essential oils go, you can actually use up to 60 drops of essential oils here, but I prefer to keep the actual scent lower, plus essential oils can be pretty expensive. But as a rule of thumb, we shouldn't put more than 5% of essential oils into that core product. And this is kind of a rule of thumb for all types of skincare. I've done research on all of these ingredients and all of them are healthy for your skin. They're naturally derived and just overall good for you. And I'm really excited for you to try it. I know deodorant is definitely a hit or a miss. If you have any more questions about the DIY deodorant or how to choose some alternatives to some of these ingredients, let me know in the comments and I will get to them as soon as I can. My original recipe is in the description and all of the links to the products that I used today. And I know you're gonna ask, I'm also gonna link the jars. So it's gonna take about another hour for it to completely harden at room temperature, and then we're gonna give it a try. The deodorant has been sitting at room temperature for about an hour, and you can definitely put it in the fridge to make it harden a lot faster, but I like to keep it at room temperature so that everything kind of hardens very slowly and more evenly. So here's what we're looking at. It ends up being a really nice cream, and honestly it smells incredible. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to use this. Make sure you're using clean hands because you don't want to introduce any bacteria into your pot. This is what the deodorant looks like, and we're just going to grab a little scoop like that. That much should be fine. With my fingers, I'm just going to warm it up a little bit and then apply it. Apply it like a lotion, really. And as you're applying it, you can tell that there's like a nice film, but it's also absorbing really nicely into your armpit. That film is kind of the layer that helps prevent the sweating. The other thing I love about this deodorant too is that it washes off really nicely. I don't know if you guys have used the conventional deodorants where you're taking a shower and you're trying to like scrub off that film of deodorant at the end of the day and it's just not coming off. This is skincare, so it absorbs into the skin, and at the end of the day, it's like it's not even there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Like this video to help it grow and so I can grow my channel and make more videos for you. If you try this recipe, please let me know in the comments below. I have many more recipes in the works to put up on this YouTube channel, so make sure you are subscribed for those, and I hope you have a fabulous day.